Footage of Hamas terrorists using a motorized hand gliders to get into Israel has now surfaced on social media. This is the moment captured in this video of infiltration. This is how Hamas terrorists entered into Israeli territory and started indiscriminate firing on civilians as also on Israeli forces. Pradeep Datta joining us. Let's go full frame to these pictures. Pradeep.
See, Pranesh, let me explain you. There had been the three phases of this attack, three-pronged attack from the Hamas side on Israel. First, there was an unprovoked aggression when they fired 5,000 rockets. Then there was an infiltration from the land route, which is the subterranean route, normally using tunnels from sea route. And what is worrying is that they used motorized gliders, that paragliders, to enter inside the Israeli territory. And the third phase has been the operation. As we had been talking earlier also, how they are parading people naked, entering inside their homes, opening fire, firing at the people passing by, and also they have taken some people as hostage also. So now the fourth part, that's really very important, the kind of the retaliation, and that will be from the Israeli side, because already Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, has said that they will be made to pay a heavy price for that. We have seen that the fighter jets have already started targeting and demolishing and decimating those areas from where these Hamas terrorists are firing rockets at them. But what is really more important, a matter of concern, is that because we have seen that during the first Gulf War, Israel had the Patriot missile that was able to counter the Scud missile being fired by that time Iraq towards the allies of Americans. Now they have got the Iron Dome system that is like an air to prevent any kind of an aerial attack on Israel. In the month of May also there was a similar kind of a rocket attack that was carried out by Hamas. That means that is an indicator that time they did not use normal conventional rockets, they used the sophisticated weapons, and this time also the sophisticated weaponry had been used. These are not the normal rocket. That's one of the reasons that they had been able to penetrate through that Iron Dome to hit at some of those installations as building from where we can see that billowing smoke coming out. That clearly indicates that some countries are helping them. Who can be the countries? Obvious reason is that there had been an Abraham Accord that is there for the 3 years. Somebody is trying to scuttle that accord that is between the Gulf countries and between Israel, so that they can improve a relationship and also that can have an impact on India. The third thing is that there is important is that there is a called the Mediterranean India-Arab Corridor, because that is going to be a counter to Belt Road Initiative of China. There is every possibility that China, that has increased its influence in the Gulf countries, Middle East and Arab world during the last few years, they can be behind providing that kind of a sophisticated support to these Hamas terrorists to carry out this attack, so that they can one scuttle that Abraham Accord, and the second they can sabotage peace in the region, because they do not want that either to have a better relationship, that better trade between India and Gulf countries and also Israel, because through this corridor easily the goods would have been sent from India to Gulf countries, and from Gulf countries they should have taken the rail route to reach Israel. So there are so many things, but what is really the challenging thing right now for Israel is, one, they have to track down those terrorists who have infiltrated inside Israel, track them down, pin them down. Second, they have to prevent the conflict from moving from southern Israel or central Israel to the other parts of Israel. Third is they have to prevent opening of other fronts, because on the northern side we know that there are Hezbollah fighters and there are Islamic jihadis also. They're also there. So to prevent them indulging in this warfare, so they have to prevent them, keep them at bay. And the fourth important thing is to prevent the civilian casualty, as many of them had been held hostage. We had been going through the Israel Times that reported that about 300 to 400 people have been injured because of the firing by the Hamas terrorists, because this is a war crime they are committing. This is a crime against humanity, targeting innocent unarmed civilians, and that too on a day when they were in a festival mood. Today morning when they got up at 6:30, it was the blaring sound of the siren, and also we saw that how the rocket explosions were heard all around Israel, because they were not only targeting the fortified structure, security installation, but also civilian areas. Basically they wanted to create a kind of element of, this was an element of surprise, because they wanted the defense forces to take some time to understand what really was going on. In the meantime, they infiltrated in that area, they started targeting civilians, and they started committing that kind of an operation. So now it is to be seen how long it is going to take, because it's going to have an impact, because already we have Russia-Ukraine war. We have seen that Taliban is is controlling Afghanistan. And now here, this is not a good news for the world as well as for India, because the more this conflict is going to escalate, more it is going to embolden and encourage all those Islamist radicals and jihadi elements that have been targeting India also. So this is the time when all the countries in the world need to be united, and more important will be the response of the Arab world, how they are going to respond to the situation. Are they going to side with the Palestinians, what they had been doing in the
See how
past,
the Arab nations respond to this. But Benjamin Netanyahu, the Israeli Prime Minister, has said that the Hamas terrorists will pay for this like they have never known before, as over 5,000 rockets pierced the sky towards Israel today. Loud sirens blared across the country with an infiltration by Hamas terrorists.